Good morning. Just out for a walk. Something always calls us out here before the sun. And I just wanted to share a little follow-up video to my hike. I came to discover it's Thursday, even though I thought it was Tuesday. But it's a beautiful morning out here. And as always, wish you were here. But a couple of things about my hike was this year I'm doing a lot better than I was this time last year in regard to my health. And boy, I'm gonna get wet through here. But I'm doing a lot better this year in regard to my health than I was last year, with some changes. In the last 6 months, if you've been following along, I've been having a lot of cognitive issues this year. In the last 6 months, I've been having a lot of problems with my memory, forgetting people's names, forgetting what basic objects are. You know, like the spoon here. And but in any event, what my hike showed me is that I do still have the drive. I do still possess the drive to get out and push myself and do what I love to do. And did you know that Pennsylvania has the meanest rattlesnakes anywhere on the East Coast? I hope I don't find that out this morning. But they don't taste like chicken, by the way. I found that out when I was 10 years old in Arizona. But I can still do the things that I love to do with limitations given my mobility issues, primarily due to multiple sclerosis and hemochromatosis. My mission of my hike was accomplished. I put myself to a trial, a test, and I achieved it. I showed myself that I can actually get out and hike good sections of the trail. Baby steps, I suppose. I will build up to more and more as I try to achieve some greater physical ability. Still wish you were here. What that hike was for me to test myself to see if I could still do what I love to do, number one, but my underlying greater mission was to put myself to the test to see if I could engage in programs like Finish MS and MS Hikes. Okay, and what those programs do is they generate donation dollars that my hands never touch. Those donation dollars go right to the charities that I choose. Okay, and the donation buttons and stuff that I was sharing on my posts, were not part of those programs. These programs are greater, but before I committed to something like that, I really needed to see if I can do it, and I did. And honestly, it was beautiful, it was amazing, it was touching, it was enlightening, and it was hell. You may have heard me say you have to venture into the darkness in order to see the light. Thank you very much. for your support, for your kind words, for sharing my posts, if you did indeed share my posts, the few of you that did. Through one simple little click like that, you made a difference, and not just for me. It allowed me to gauge, possibly analytically, what kind of support I might be able to garnish when I do indeed engage those programs. Okay? A very wise old friend of mine told me in the last year, if your gang doesn't have your back, find a gang that does. And I sincerely hope in the future that you choose to have my back with what I'm trying to do. He asked me, so, on your next hike, what would you not take along? And my answer was everything. I'm not somebody who takes stuff with me just because I might need it, or that might come in useful or handy. I'm not one of those people. My pack as light as I can, and my pack was still too heavy. I try to keep it to the bare minimum. I plan out my food, my meals, everything. I usually only eat once a day. And the reason for that is because of hemochromatosis. Everything that I put into my mouth, those foods that I eat, I absorb 70% more iron from those foods and store it than most people do. And so when I eat, it knocks me out. And having narcolepsy at the same time, what you didn't know was, in the last week that I've been home from my hike here in Gettysburg, I've been falling asleep on an average of 2 to 4 times a day. Because of narcolepsy, my sleeping patterns have been hitting me really hard since I've been home. So you see me fun and jovial and joking and having a good time on social networks, when the reality is those just happen to be the times that I'm awake. And frankly, it sucks. Poor Daryl. But in any event, that's not going to stop me from my mission of doing something good for a greater good. Helping out people with a hobby that I love to do. Hiking. If you're tuning in, one of my few friends that do, it's much appreciated. And I know sincerely that my words aren't wasted. My next hike is going to be from Penmar, which is the Mason-Dixon line, down through South Mountain, and I'll be sharing some Civil War history during that hike, all the way down to Harper's Ferry. And that's my next hike. I think it's 50-60 miles. And fortunately, it is the easiest part of the Appalachian Trail. It is mostly, almost all of it is absolutely flat. The icing on the cake is that there are several amazing views, vistas, beautiful sights to see. Because of those beautiful vistas and sights to see, I won't be hiking very far from hut to hut, because I'm going to want to stop and I'm going to want to hang out at certain vistas. The only goals I ever have on these hikes are to, one, generate inspiration for people who are struggling with something, whatever it is: multiple sclerosis, hereditary hemochromatosis, mobility issues, cognitive issues, financial issues. Stay tuned for my frugal tips, but hopefully to inspire people like that to explode with inspiration and get out of their houses, or pick up a paintbrush, or get to the typewriter, or get out a camera to inspire people to continue pursuing the things that they love to do. Okay, goal number 1. Goal number 2 is to make it from point A to point B in no specific time frame ever. I go out into the woods to hear that, to smell this, to commune with the forces that be in the universe. Solitude, serenity, and all that good stuff. So take all that, whatever it is that you do, and what I just described to you that I like to do, and turn that into something that could benefit the greater good, or even just one person, to hopefully change the way they look at things, change the way they look at themselves for the better. And hopefully just one person says, I can do that too. And I want to do that, or I want to do this. Or man, you know, I'm really struggling today, but I'll find a way. So keep your chins up, your chest out, look people straight in the eye. Always tell the truth regardless of the consequences. Always be yourself and you can't go wrong. Have a great day, you all, and thanks for tuning in.